you. Tired of getting cock blocked by your friends? Sick of not getting that one-on-one FaceTime because of all of her BFFs around? Well, this video is for you. One of the questions that I get asked so often, and it's such an underrated part of having a social dynamic, and that is, hey, look, I want to talk to this girl. I want to get to know her. But the problem is that all her friends are around, and I just can't get that undivided one-on-one attention. I can't really push things forward. Everything seems cool, but, you know, it becomes a problem because, look, how can you really get to know somebody very well if it's in a group setting, in a group structure? And that seems to be a point of contention for so many guys, you know, and that's why I wanted to talk to you about this today because, man, I can't tell you how many questions along those lines I've gotten in the last month or so. And so what we're going to talk about today is how to circumvent that, how to get around it. And so what we're going to really get down on, what we're really going to talk about is something I like to call freeing, okay? You are freeing her from her friend group. Now, if you saw the video that I did on peer approval and winning over the friend group and all that kind of thing, we'll link it up here, or down there, or over there, or in the description, or somewhere. You will be able to click on that. See, what we're doing is a whole series on the attraction ladder, the psychology of modern flirting. And if you want a copy of that book that goes through everything, just let me know. Reach out, DM me, I will get you that for free. You have my word on it. So go ahead and hit me up for that. But we got a whole video series going too. I would encourage you strongly, start at the first video and work your way through the playlist. And look, every video you're going to be learning the next step. Now you have a structure, but we're talking about freeing today, freeing her from her friend group so you and that cute little dime piece can kick it one-on-one. Okay, so one time, this is story time, by the way. One time, I was out with this girl, the first time meeting her. Okay, this was a Tinder or Bumble. It was a dating app date. Okay, and anyway, we meet up at this boat bar. For those of the, if you don't know what that is, you know, basically it's a bar that's on a big lake. And people can, park their boats on the dock, and they have a big outdoor area and all that kind of thing. And anyway, that's where we were meeting up at. And it was the weirdest thing because she brought her friend with her. Now, normally, I would have something else on my mind if she brought a friend. But this other girl, she was okay, but she was just, So, anyway, I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to navigate this? Because here I've got the girl that I want to kick it with. I've got her friend that's with her. Now, how do I separate them? It's a tough one, isn't it? Especially when it's two. So what I did was I had her invite up more people. Well, let's get a party out of this. Let's get a party going, you know? So they start hitting up some of their friends. Next thing you know, there's like a dozen more people that they all know that are there. Now, what I was able to do was use that group as a way to suck in that other friend. So now I could spend one-on-one FaceTime with the girl that I was actually there to meet in the first place. Okay, now, it worked for me that way in that particular circumstance. But a lot of times it works against you because you're like, I'm in this group. Here's this girl that I want to talk to. I've been winning over the friend group. They seem to all like me and they like me being here and they want me to stick around. So here's the rub, okay? Her friends' opinions are going to matter more to her than yours. Why? Well, think about it. Do your friends' opinions matter to you more than somebody you just met? I would question your friend group if you say no to that. You may need to build a bigger social circle. And speaking of social circles, listen, one of the ways to do that is become a member of our VIP program. I'm going to link up in the description a way for you to investigate that, a way for you to check it out, a way for us to talk about it and see if it's something that makes sense for you. I'm telling you right now, it is the world's best program. And I say that with zero reservation. I've seen so many guys' lives transform due to this program than any other. It's a social blueprint program that will help you build out a lifestyle. It's not just about getting girls. Like, that's cool and all, but this is to enhance your entire lifestyle, okay? So if your friend group sucks, let's talk about it, okay? So here's the deal. Her friends' opinions, again, are going to matter more. They just are, okay? So what does she need in order to leave her friends, especially if they all came together, right? What does she need for that to happen? What she needs is plausible deniability. And this is going to come up again and again and again and again. She needs plausible deniability to leave that friend group, to spend time with you, but there has to be a reason why. Okay, it can't just be because you said so. Now that can work. I've seen it work. Okay, I'm not saying that no matter what, this will never work. What we're talking about here are guidelines, all right? They're not hard and fast rules, but I like to play the odds. And the odds are, unless she has a reason, it's a lot tougher road, okay? So that being said, there has to be a reason. Give her the reason. What could the reason be? Well, if you're at a bar, it could be to go to the bar. If, hey, look, I'm gonna go grab a drink. Why don't you come with? Boom, grab her hand, off you go. It could be to go to the dance floor, okay? Now, I would argue there's better ways of going about it than that, but for the sake of argument, dance floor. Could be going to get a slice of pizza across the street. Could be to meet one of your friends. Could be anything. But there has to be a reason. So have that reason already established in your mind before even getting into this. Because if you don't, now you're looking for a reason. If you already have one in the holster, ready to go, bang, there it is, right? All you got to do is bang, and off you go, okay? So that's the reason why plausible deniability is such a huge factor here. And another thing too is, oftentimes you can't really see what is going down inside this interaction. Why? It's hard to see the forest from the trees sometimes because you're in the middle of it. You're in the mix. It's good to have a second set of eyes on you. Bring a wing if you can, just to observe sometimes, to see what your body language is like, to see how you're coming across, to see what the girl's body language is like if you're not picking up on it, facial expressions, all those types of things. It's good to have that second pair of eyes on you. And even better than that, wouldn't it be better to have somebody that's experienced, that knows what they're doing, can teach it, and can get you results? If there was only such a person, who could that? Oh, me. All right, look, we have a boot camp coming up in San Diego, May 13th through 15th. If you really want to get things sorted out, if you really want to get leveled up to the next level with help, immediate help, we can knock that out throughout the course of a weekend, man. And if you can't make that one, the very next week, the 20th through the 22nd, I'm talking to you guys that live in the Midwest. I'm doing one in my hometown, Detroit, the 20th through the 22nd of May. If you want to know more, if you want details, if you want to see exactly how I can help you, how Modern Flirting can help you, and how you can help yourself, get at me. Just DM me, just let me know, and we will get it popping. All right? So here's the deal. Now, separating that girl from the friend group, you got plausible deniability. If she's away from her friends, the opinions aren't going to matter as much, right? There's less distractions, less cell phones, less, oh, let's go to the bathroom, less, oh, my song is on. All those kinds of things, right? So here's the deal. What you want to do is, now I like to start small, okay? One of the things that I like to say is, hey, listen, I haven't been paying attention to your friend that much, and you seem like really cool people. As a matter of fact, I'd like to get to know you a little bit better. How about, you know what, would you guys be okay with, and this is important, okay? This is very, very important. Make sure that you are addressing the group, because if you're not giving the group the respect that it is due, okay? So give that group that respect. Ask them, tell them, don't tell her, tell them. Hey guys, really want to get to know your friend here a little bit more. You seem like cool people. You know what, tell you what, why don't you just join me at this table right here? Come on, let's go. Boom. Now see, here's the deal. You want to be close to those friends still at first, because if you're not, okay, it's going to make things a little more uncomfortable. It's one extra obstacle that you have to try to get over. Okay, but if you're close, but not too close, you're not still in the same group, you're one table over, maybe 6 feet away, 8 feet away, you're definitely within eye shot, okay? You're in the field of vision, and she could, depending on the volume of the atmosphere, maybe still in earshot, okay? But this is where it starts. This is where she starts to feel comfortable being around you and you exclusively. Now, the plausible deniability in that situation is that we're going to get to know each other. We've already been having a good time, right? So the deniability that she could use is, I'm not really actually leaving my group because we're close, okay? So now, once we do that, we're gonna have some of the conversation that I wouldn't recommend normally having with a girl in a group on the onset. Things like, what do you do for work? And what do you do for fun? And all those types of things. Now, I would still argue, don't have a bunch of questions that are ping-pongy. We've talked about this in other videos. You wanna make observations and then have some follow-up questions and things like that, but then you bounce her a little bit farther. So maybe we'll just say it's a bar setting. You're moving her from one table, her friend group, to the next table, all right? You're having a little bit of interaction, maybe for 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. Then maybe you go to the bar, okay? Now, you're 30 feet away from the table, but you're still in the field of vision. She still feels a comfortability factor of not being away from her friends, but she feels a little more comfortable with you. Now, when you have another 10, 15-minute conversation, hey, you know what? Maybe you got a drink at the bar real quick. Hey, why don't we go out on the patio? It's a little bit quieter out there. I really enjoy talking to you. Bounce her out there. Then you see where this is going. The more that you bounce her places around the venue, it ramps up the comfortability factor of being around you. Second to that, and I really don't have a real good reason for this, just a theory, I guess, but for whatever reason, when you bounce somebody around, whether it be venues, whether it be inside a venue, just different atmospheres, there's different energy levels. And when I say energy, I don't mean it on a woo-woo sense. I mean it on more of a atmosphere. What is the energy? Like a good example would be a bar or a club's energy that's high, right, is going to be significantly different than a library. Now, those are two extreme examples, polar opposite, but the point remains the same. The chillin' patio smoking area is going to be a lot different type of energy than on the dance floor, right? When you go through these different energies with somebody, it ramps up the feeling of getting to know them. Because you're compounding a bunch of different experiences, because every experience that you do is going to have a different energy level. So it's ramping it up so you feel more comfortable with that person. And I'm sure that you've been in the situation where you felt like, I have known this person all my life, but I just met him an hour ago, okay? That's what we're talking about here, is that sensation. I feel like I've known this person forever, meaning I feel super comfortable with this person, even though we just met. Isn't that crazy? Well, a lot of times it's due to these different exchanges of atmospheres, energies, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to go through that as much as you can. That way, boom, feels like we know each other. Super comfortable, okay? And that is the important thing here to take away from this video, is that you want to bounce her around to experience different energy levels to build that comfortability factor. And how much easier is it going to be? Say, for example, you want to leave the venue. You want to get her home to your place or you to hers. Isn't it going to be much, much easier if she already feels comfortable being around you and bouncing from here to there, to here to there, to here to there? It's almost like a yes ladder, right? You're starting off small, and the bigger, or the more that you go up the ladder, the bigger the asks get, okay? And so it's going to make it significantly more easier if you've already been doing it. So listen, guys, I'm Dale Valor from Modern Flirting. I'll see you in the next one.